Welcome to Capricorn June July's reading. This is a 12 astrology house system. Have you ever wondered which area that you really need clarification on? Here today we'll bring you Capricorn's house system. So I'll just shuffle the cards. What do Capricorns need to know in June, July? What do Capricorns need to know in June, July? I've already given them a good shuffle. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 12. And we use an overall influence for the whole reading. This is the Queen of Pentacles. So this is very much an element for Capricorns, and we'll read this card for each of the house. So there's time in June, July to be quite grounded and quite rooted in the determination of how you're going to proceed through the next few weeks. So I'll just look at house 1. House 1 is all about yourself. Here we have the Hanged Man. So it's about hanging around waiting. It's about clarification as well. It's finding the truth that you're really searching for. So when you are grounded, you will find the ability to really tap into your higher knowledge. Something needs to be enlightened, so to speak, within yourself. So just really getting out into nature almost and finding the clarity in physical aspect as well. I find for yourself there is going to be a lot of movement, even though you're being quite rooted and not moving at all. So we'll just have a look at house 2. So this is what you feel like in possessions and what you value. You are prepared to work with others, work on a team project. So the clarification and moving forward, when you work with others, you will get things done. So valuing your roots and valuing possessions is quite strong. You will find perhaps in the next few weeks that there is going to be a new project that you can work on even harder than before. It's in the planning, and this is why here taking time out to realise how that's going to actually manifest. So let's see how you're communicating. So this is house 3, Capricorns, and we've got the 9 of Swords. So maybe you're saying to people that you're trying to work with and yourself that this isn't going to work out. So this is where the ability to be grounded is so important, and to really find out what it is that you really want, because the communication to yourself is vitally important before you can work as a team and get things done. Let's have a look what's going on in your home life. So the root of your matter and where you come from is a Hierophant. So if you need more clarification from someone like a teacher or one of your parents even, it could even be a spouse at the moment. So the communication that you're saying perhaps to this particular person is on a kind of downward spiral, and this is why it's saying take time out before you can do all that communication, because there is needed a lot more clarification and unison within your situation in the next few weeks. But there is a sense here where there's a lot of richness in the ability to do that. So tapping into how your home life, how your parents, whether they were separated, weren't around, or they've got this very firm bond. It's always good to have a look at that, because I think that will stand you in good stead to how you're working and what you value. And I think you will be really looking at and finding the inner truth of how you do work with people and how you intertwine and work problems out. So for you in the next few weeks, there is going to be a lot of problem solving. So in week 5, house 5 is the 10 of Wands. So this is all about creativity and your inner child in itself. So looking at children and how you've developed as a person thus so far, you may find that things are a very upward battle. You're trying to push forward in matters. So this is perhaps a time to be a bit more stiller in being more rooted and firm. It's about having, we can see now why this has been a problem, because things are just too much on top. So with creating things, it is about planning and working together, definitely, but when you find things are just too much to go forward, it depends on how your determination to do that. And I think finding out how your home life in particular is helping or hindering you. But yeah, it can be a challenge, can't it? Right, so 6 is about work and mundane things. Here we are for Capricorns, having this ability to tie yourself up in knots, perhaps because of this situation here. On a mental aspect, it's what you're telling yourself, and this is why you need to perhaps tap into the I'm grounded a little bit more. When we can't see the light of a new idea or how to fix that idea moving forward, this is why the Hanged Man has been given, to take time out to really realise what it is that you're trying to accomplish. You may already know because it's too much, but how are we going to make that easier for ourselves to actually move forward? And it's being grounded and really knowing what we want is an aspect. So learning from other people that have been in your situation currently would really benefit at the moment, really benefit. So whatever it is, whether it's home life or work or just in general, other people around you have definitely been in your situation. So tapping into something like that, we'll see if it's a friend or not, but at the moment one of your parents may bring a huge element into your way of thinking. The way of thinking in mundane things and work life, it is going to be realised a lot more. Right, 7, house 7, 10 of Pentacles. So home life at the moment, currently, hopefully for most of you, is quite okay. Well, it's good. On a practical level, really it's very much finding that roots, that connection between the whole family in particular. So maybe you're just tied up with, there is too much going on in your family life, you know, too many children, too many activities, trying to move forward. So it's really getting your mind set quite in a whirlwind, you may find here. But family life is very important. So working as a team within family is very important too. So just getting that clarity on a bond, you know, partnership, it is going to be quite good there. So I don't see a problem there, but just a little bit busy trying to push forward. Right, house 8. Right, so you've got the Victory card. This is about transformation, other people's money, and things like that. So you're victorious in that situation. So when things have been a struggle here and mentally here, you will find that the transformation that's taken place is really quite successful. So taking the time out now to reevaluate and really know what's right for you is going to help your family, your partnership, and how you see your work life in the long run. So you will find there isn't enough money, other people's money. If you're finding your work situation has been a little bit difficult, your situation isn't as bad as you actually think. So that's a really good aspect there to have. So resting mind, definitely. 9. Right, house 9. You got the 3 of Swords. So this is about a sense of letting go, especially when things are very challenging, letting go certain aspects that are no longer serving. So say for instance, it can be something so mundane as, I've got to tidy my cupboard in the kitchen, but I've got this to do. So it's playing on your mind, got to do that, but I've got to do this. So in a way it's about prioritising what does need to happen. It's also to do with religious beliefs and travel. So when things are not moving fast, and indeed they're not in the next week or two, then letting go emotionally as well, it would be quite significantly. Because when you're trying to move forward and then this is preventing you in a big area inside, yeah, it's about letting that go. We'll go back to that in a minute. Right, so house 10, your reputation and your career. So you've got the Knight of Pentacles, which is great for Capricorns and everyone really. So we've got the Knight of Pentacles, so it's seeing that vision, it's holding that vision. A lot of you have got a good firm foundation in how one of your parents particularly have worked hard, and because this is also in the position of another parent, it's like perhaps a lot of Capricorns at this stage have realised that their parents have worked hard, even if they might not have had a job or they haven't been around. There is an element here where working hard has been an aspect. Some people work out hard at doing nothing. But for you Capricorns at the moment, it's seeing the vision and people see you as being very productive, which is like Capricorns anyway. So you've got an earth sign in your earth sign. So moving forward into June and July, you will find this new aspect where you can really create this partnership, this bond firmly, and you will have definitely newer insights on the mental level. These aspects will definitely just fall away because you can see them for what they are, a little bit not as challenging as you have thought. So you can slowly go into your next journey as long as there's planning done down here, and you've definitely got the victory there. So really making sure on a practical level in the next few weeks where you're going to go in each area of your life. So for house 11, friends, this is the 7 of Wands. So friends have been a little bit of a challenge of late situations, maybe with what's going on world events, and it is opposite of communication. So if the communication hasn't been as good as it could be, like mistrust, lies, things like that, but also, I'll get back to you, and they don't, then this is just indicating that you can sit in your own being, in your own oneness, and really work out what it is that you want out of friends, and how they can support you. And that's why here you value this. So this is why you might be really disappointed that things haven't worked out with 1 or 2 people, maybe more. Bit of a challenge, and that's probably why this is here, because the friends haven't been on par with yourself, in sync. Happens. Right, 12. So you've got the Strength card, and you really need that, don't you, after that? So finding that inner strength about where you're going in your own life, in things that are hidden. So if there has been mistrust and misguided information going on, it's very much about finding who you are and tapping in all in the beginning here about the clarity that's definitely needed surrounding lies, truth, where you're going to go. So it's kind of not extremely eventful in the next few weeks. I know this seems to be a challenge, but there's nothing majorly going on per se, unless you're sitting there and going, yes, there is this vision I'm trying to have, I'm trying to start it. But it's like what we're telling ourselves, is it worse than it actually is? Because you've got the victorious card and you've got the planning down here and you've got the strength. I'm just going to do a moonology card to see where your situation is in a particular house. And believe it or not, what house? Tell me what house you're on. This one. Right, what stage are you actually thinking about that's really creating this whole situation? Okay, see how long it takes you to hang there. Yeah, that's alright, isn't it? You're very close to achieving your goal. So what you're hanging around thinking about is nearly to conclusion of how you can get this victorious situation in the planning and having the strength to see your vision to move on. So even though things are a little bit challenging here and here, being true to who you are, because this is your element, Queen of Pentacles, female energy if you're a male, but it has got a really good groundingness, a really aspect of birth, seeing that new vision. So you're very, very, very close. As I said, it's not a huge major arcana aspect going on in the next few weeks. So that's okay. So I'm pleased for you. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you in another video. Thank you. Lots of love to you all.